What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the first inaugural Zero to Hero event that I played. Picking it up off the desk. Oako. If you guys didn't catch the VOD of me playing the deck, it's up over on the YouTube channel, live for everybody. If you did catch it, then this whole video is going to be about me going over all of my experiences with that deck. I just want to talk about like the choices that were made, and like obviously you've already seen the deck, you have the deck profile because you saw the first Zero to Hero video. If you didn't, go check that out. It'll help with the journey. And so I just want to talk about the event and how it went. So first off, this is some of the most excited I've been to play my hero in a long time. Playing an underpowered deck so that my skills could really shine through felt very good. I ended up going 2-1, which means that I'm gonna get some packs to open in a future video to make my deck better. And by make my deck better, I mean make an entirely new character, an entirely new deck, hopefully on an entirely new symbol. We'll see. But yeah, 2-1, we fought Kirishima 3, we fought Overhaul, we fought Best Genist, all of which were super fun, really awesome games. We played Kirishima 3, we won 2-0. That matchup was really dependent on the fact of like my moves just get really fast, and he wants to block and have like a small stage, right? Like he blocks to destroy one of his foundations, so I destroy one of my foundations, and that's cool. But I'm swinging 8 speed moves, and he only gets to block maybe one time, and sometimes he even had to commit his character to do so. Like his game plan didn't get to work just because my moves were so fast. And even though I was hitting for like printed 4 damage, I do that 5 times and I win the game, right? And so like that felt good. And then eventually whenever he stopped being able to block, I just pumped a bunch of damage with stuff. So like that matchup felt very easy. Next was Overhaul, ended up going 1-2. I think that was some of the best playing out of my mind that I've done in a long time, of like reading blocks and making sure that I held good zones. And like I survived for 2 turns at 1, and I got hit with a classic, I didn't have enough draw power. The classic, I'm a 6-hand size non-drawing aggro character, which was a little sad, but that's okay. But yeah, so I game 1, I got absolutely blown out. I was at 14 and in 2 moves. Overhaul slammed me for 7 each, which is pretty powerful. And then game 2 was clean. I just like played a lot of good value and swung easy, swung hard. And then game 3, I got put to 1, and then they found a throw, and my starter deck plus doesn't have any throw hate, so what do you do? And then last one was against Best Genist, and same idea with the Kirishima 3 matchup. Is it's a 7-hander that really wants to chain block, and I'm swinging 8+ speed moves. Game 1 and 2, they didn't see any speed hate really, and so like I was kind of allowed to just like do the thing that I wanted to do. And even whenever they blocked, right, and they shoved the card in my card pool, because of my character's refreshing mechanic, where I just like re-ready a face-down foundation for free, it feels really strong. Kind of good to just ignore Best Genist for the most part. So ended up taking that one 2-1. My loss was they played a throw. Funny enough, they played a really big throw. I was at 6, they put it to 12 damage. Nothing we could do about that. But yeah, so the goal now is to do something a little different, a thing that I haven't really seen on other channels, but a thing that I wanted to do. We all love tier lists, baby. And so I just want to talk about the individual cards that were inside the deck and how I felt about them. And so we're just going to go through in no necessarily particular order. I'll try to keep it like attacks and foundations, but if I jump around, I jump around. So the first thing that I want to talk about is just Oako. Oako overperformed. +3 speed on moves whenever it mattered. +3 damage on moves whenever it mattered. This character hits like a truck, pokes even better. Super good. She overperformed because when I went my game plan in, I was like, it's fine. She'll be okay. And then Raffle Stomp, ready in the face to find it. Like, this character is a contender. This character is so good. Floating drop. This card was fine. It's just a... Hold on, let me just double check the difficulty. I've still got the deck here. I gotta take it apart at some point today. I can't remember if it's a 4-diff or a 5-diff. And this tells you, like, just how fine it was, right? I think it's a 4-diff. Yeah, it's a 4 diff. That's a 5 high for 4. And I think that's the reason it's going to be in fine. It could probably scoot up to good. But I also think it was also just like a 2 of. Like we weren't playing a lot of it. Let me double check. Yeah, it's just a 2 of in our list. Yeah, this card was fun. Swift Direct. I want to put it in the overperformed category, but I'm going to leave it down here in good because I knew that a 4 diff 4 for 6 was going to be good. And then tossing the +3 or +3 on top of it was just overkill. And the big thing about this card was it had EX3. So like I stole a win just purely based off of the EX3 involved. Uravity Stunner, this card is another one of those fine cards. I never wanted to see this card, but it was just like my other low block that it became a high, and this probably should have been the lesser number. I think I played 3 Uravity Stunners. Let me just go double check. I got the deck in front of me. Actually, you know what? This is a Patreon video. I'm gonna do this and just pull up the deck list so that I don't have to look through the physical cards. Ain't that crazy? Yeah. Okay, so we played 2 floating drop, 2 Uravity Stunner. Probably could have played more Uravity Stunner. Sorry, more floating drop. Excuse me. That's what I meant to say. Moving on. Zero Gravity Rush. This card was good. This card was very, very good. I saw it on turn 2 a lot. And so checking a 5 on this card was incredible, right? But checking a 3 was kind of bad. Checking a 3 was kind of bad. Although I do get to re-ready the card because of Oako, and it being a 7 high 7 that drew me 3 cards, very, very strong. Air Force Blast. I knew this card was going to be good. This was the MVP attack of the deck. 8 high for 7, or 8 high for 6 for free was just like stats on stats on stats. These two were like the best heavy hitting cards of the whole deck. It was awesome. St. Louis Smash, bad. I should have just cut it. Truthfully, I didn't need this card in my deck at all. I probably could have slimmed my numbers down and made like a more consistent 50 card-esque list. I just really wanted to have the ultra rare in there because I opened it. A good lesson for me of like sometimes the shiny cards aren't worth it. I never got to use its ability one time. Actually, that's a lie. I think I did win a game off of it by like, you have more momentum. I committed up my whole board to play it. I snag a momentum. I powerful for it, so it's 7 damage. Like, I guess that's like, yay, it did the thing. I never got to do the other stuff. This card's such a blowout when it happens. And then my last one is just Velocity Rush. Velocity Rush overperformed, but I knew this card was gonna be good, right? I built the deck to play these 2 cards, and it did just that. It was so good. I hit them on turn 1 with an Air Force Blast, and steal my momentum. On turn 2, I play a move, I don't care what it is, and then play Velocity Rush. It was like slinging like 14 to 21 damage on turn 2, just like bing 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 in a row, or it was just slinging like 14, like Air Force Blast, Velocity Rush is a 14 damage turn. That is like 8 high 6, 7 high 4, 7 high 4, but it's actually because of Velocity Rush, it's like more speed or more damage depending on how they like interact with it. Yeah, we'll move on. Aries Smiles is good. I'm not sure it's in the overperformed category, but it was good. Every time that I saw it, I felt comfortable that turn of like, hey, you need to slow your roll down. I'm excited to open up another one of these so I could potentially put it into more decks under the symbols. And then Air Force Gloves. Air Force Gloves was fine. It was not a card that I necessarily needed or wanted to see a ton of. I got to play it 2 games in a row. One game, my opponent had just like a ton of stun hate, and so I never got to respond with it for that. But another game I did get to go to deadlock, right? My opponent went to 13, I think it was versus Kirishima, and I drew 2 cards off of it, and they were both foundations, which meant that I got to block later or build afterwards. And so like that felt very cool. So yeah, all in all, good card. On to foundations. Flustered was fine. Flip Draw 1 was good, but it actually did not feel incredible in my character just because I already had such a high flip cost of flip to get the speed or damage. Like that mattered a ton. And then quick response, also fine. It's almost like I didn't see it, truthfully. Like I got to use the deadlock, I think, one time. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put it as good. I think I stole a game versus Kirishima off the back of this card. Yeah, off the back of this card. Yeah. Reaching Out? What does this card even do? I just didn't see this one, right? I think I blocked with it. I don't think I ever played this card on the board one time. I think the fact that it was a 2/5 and there were just other 2 diffs that I wanted to play instead. This card is easily the first in the cutting room floor, but like it is a 1 high block, and I did use that 1 high block to defend myself and like survive one game. Resourceful is fine. It was a whatever card. Commit for -2 speed is just like a good ability. It happens to be like a low block. Like it was fine. Weightlessness, bad. As soon as I can get rid of warm and bubbly. As soon as I can get rid of warm and bubbly, I will. I just needed a 0 diff so I can potentially like build out a little stronger. I never even honestly got to build it very much, truthfully. Weightlessness was good. It felt good to have a panic refresh a face down. And so it felt powerful. I never wanted to use that ability though. And there was one time where I used it when I didn't. I just did bad math. And so there's that. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna drop it down to fine because I'm gonna put Hot Pursuit up in the good. The exact opposite matchups where Air Force Gloves wasn't good. On defense, Hot Pursuit was. On turn 2, blocking, saying, hey, I want you to overextend, and now you have to commit a foundation. Hot Pursuit paired with Aries Smile really deterred my opponent from playing really aggressive turns onto me, which was good enough, I felt, to keep it included in decks. Fearless Frog? Didn't see it. A card that I think touched the board one time and instantly got flipped or committed or whatever. In that case, you could probably call it bad because I'd used it for a different tool. But this is in the fine category, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just didn't see it. Problem solving, good card. Card was great. Card. I lost game 1 to a back alley haymaker in the overhaul matchup, and then I like slammed 2 of these on my board every single time that I could, and it felt very, very strong. Return of the Kings, goated, overperformed. I poke you with an incredible Air Force Blast, 8 high for 6, and then I go into their turn. Hold the Return of the Kings, block Return of the Kings, discard the momentum, build it down, commit Return of the Kings, block again. It's made chain blocking really, really powerful, and really, really strong. Yeah, and then Glamour was correct. The first turn that I played the game, I went Air Force Blast, check a 5, commit Glamour. If it hits, you draw a card, flip Glamour. It hit, so I draw a card, re-ready my Glamour. I play a 4 diff, I check a 5, commit Glamour. If it hits, I play a 4 diff, use Oako to unflip my readied Glamour, commit Glamour, flip Glamour, it hits, re-ready. So I drew cards. It felt so impactful. And I was able to do that play not only on like an Air Force Blast, but I was also able to do that play one time on like a 0 Gravity Rush to like draw 4 cards, draw 5 cards in my turn. So like being like an 11-hander in one turn was really, really cool. It's really, really cool. But yeah, there is how I felt about the deck. Honestly, all of this stuff from fine and above was correct choices, right? I wish I just didn't see the St. Louis style, and the only reason Warm and Bubbly is bad is because like I don't know, it's kind of a do nothing card. But it's a 0/5. It's a 0/5, and so your deck has to have them. You know, those are the price we pay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end this video here. Look forward to the other videos as we continue on with this with Awesome series. If you have any questions about the deck and how it performed or whatnot, leave it in the comments down below. I'd love to get to it. With that said, you guys, thank you so much, and as always, I wish you well.